everyone. Today we'll discuss about hazard identification and risk assessment. How to identify the hazards and then how you have to minimize the risk level. Okay, how you have to go with the risk assessment process. So we'll discuss hazard identification and risk assessment. So in hazard identification and risk assessment, first you need to identify the hazard category and hazard. What are the category over there and how to identify the hazards. So hazard is what? Hazard is something that has the potential to cause harm. On your body, maybe with the electrical hazard, maybe height work hazard, maybe you are entering in confined space, so confined space hazard. Okay, if you are working in excavation zone, so excavation hazard. So there are different kinds of hazards. Moving machinery hazard. So there are different kinds of hazards which you need to identify the hazard first. Okay, and after that you need to go with the risk assessment process. So you have to first go with the hazard category and hazard. After that, who might be harmed and how the people came in contact of the same hazard. Okay, while working with the electrical equipments, while working with the cables. Okay, and how the control measures which you need to apply. So you have to check hazard category and hazard, then who might be harmed and how. Okay, after that, what are you already doing? Means already what are the safety precautionary measures which you need to apply at the time of working. So you are working more than like 6 months, more than 1 year in a company, so you are following some safety protocols related to like there is the safety people over there. They are going with the TBT every morning they are taking TBT toolbox talk, permit system. Okay, then safety equipments like PPE, helmet, gloves, goggle, everything over there. So while working, what are the safety precautionary measures which you are applying already in your workplace. Okay, that you need to check what are you already doing. Then after that, further control measures for safety control. So while working in confined zone, okay, maybe on the height, maybe in chemical factories. So always you have to check the further control actions which you need to apply while working. Maybe you need to go with the MSDS. Okay, material safety data sheet you need to check while handling with the chemicals. Okay, if you are working in electrical equipment, so you have to go with the battery powered equipment. There is no supply of the wires. Okay, battery powered equipment which is already connected with the battery, so you can work with the drilling process. Okay, so that comes under further control measures. Then next one is time scale for further actions to be completed. Okay, the time duration, which if suppose you want to buy some equipment, so it will take some amount of time to complete the same task. So it will take around, like if you want a battery powered drill machine. Okay, there is no cables and all, so you need to buy from the market. So it will take, like you need to go with the purchase team, then purchase team will go with the quotations and all. It will cover around like 1 week or 2 weeks. After that, a responsible for the person for the job. So who is responsible for the job, like electrical engineer, purchase team, purchase manager. And then on the remarks, like the hazard is still open or closed. So first you need to identify the hazard. So we'll go with the electrical hazard first. Okay, there are different kinds of hazards as we already discussed: electrical hazard, height work hazard, confined space hazard, chemical hazard, moving machinery hazard. Okay, noise hazard, slip trip hazard, excavation hazard. There are different kinds of hazards. So while working in the company, first you need to identify the hazards and then you need to go with the risk assessment process, that calls mitigation process. Okay, so once you identify the electrical hazards, so who might be harmed and how. So the workers while working, if staff is going over there, staff is also roaming here and there. He won't, some staff goes inside and then he want to check how the work is going on. They will also get suffer with the electrical shock. Visitors and safety people as well. How they will came in contact of the electrical equipments or electrical shock due to cable of grinding machine is damaged, which maybe lead to the electrical shock if the wire is damaged, and people are roaming here and there on top of the same wire, so they might get shock due to that damaged electrical wirings. Okay, so you need to check that. Okay, so what are you already doing to control that hazard? So already you are doing the TBT, toolbox talk, then you are going with the permit system, issuing permit as well. You are also checking the checklist need to be checked, and all the connections of the same wire, of the same machines. Okay, then you need to check the buttons, wires, and yes, there should be the authorized person to work, like proper electrician who have certified ITI certificates or engineering certificates, electrical engineering certificates. The authorized person only do this electrical job. Okay, so you are already doing these things, but still the hazard over there, and people are get affected. People are still gets shocked due to that. So in further actions, you have to go with the control measures. What are the control measures you need to apply at the same place while working? Still the workers like gets affected with the electrical shock, okay, and injured as well. So what you need to do here, we discussed about the cable connection damage. So what we'll do, we'll go with the powered equipment. We'll simply go with the powered machineries, battery powered. There is no any electrical cables required in battery powered equipment. So if there is drill machine, there is no wire because we have a battery drill machine. So it is simply connected with the battery power and then we can drill over there. There is no wire. So there is no chance of electrical shock. So this is how the further control measures which you need to apply at the time of working. Machines over there which is connected with the wires, you can connect some batteries. So you can eliminate the wires and all, and you can continue with the same. So battery powered equipment need to use for the job, and only certified electricians, only certified, they have valid license, valid ITI certificates, electrical engineering certificates. So only certified electricians can work over there. Competent person, yes, he have a certain amount of period time while working, like 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience while working. So competent person is also very important. If you have 5 years of experience, 7 years of experience while working in electrical zone, so you are the competent man to work over there. Okay. Then proper PPE is also very important. Personal protective equipment, yes, it is mandatory. While working in electrical zone, you have to always go with the rubberized gloves, okay, which will protect you from the shock. Proper PPE, proper helmet, gloves, proper rubber gloves, shock resistant shoes over there, electrical shock resistant shoes. So that kind of PPE which you need to require while working with the electrical equipment. Okay. So certified electricians, then competent person over there, proper PPE, and you have to go with MCCBs, RCDs, ELCBs. So if suppose you get the shock, so there is the ELCB, MCCBs, it will automatically trip down. That is what the main advantage. That is what the main advantage while working with the electrical equipment. So if we have MCCBs, RCCBs, if anything goes wrong in the machineries while workers are working over there, they will get shocked. So at the same time, the ELCB or MCCBs, it will trip down. Understood? So that kind of things which you need to apply, okay, for further control measures, it will reduce the chances of incident or accident. So these are the things. It is mandatory always while working with the electrical zones, electrical things and all. You need to go with the control measures. Understood, everyone?
Yes.
Then, yes, it is also very important time scale for further actions to be completed. So if you have to go with the battery powered equipment, so it will take around like 1 week to purchase from the market. Okay, and you have to also hirings of the certified electricians. You need to hire. So HRT will hire the certified electricians. So it will take around like CV selections and then the interviews and all. It will take around like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And also you have to go with the other equipments like MCCBs, RCCBs, ELCBs, which you need to buy from the market. So again, it will take time. You need to collect the quotations and then you have to go with the proper ELCBs. You need to replace all the switches with MCCBs, ELCBs, RCDs, that kind of electrical control measures which you need to apply in your control panel systems. Okay. Then who is responsible for the job? So yes, responsible for the person for the job. If you need to buy the equipment, so there is the purchase team, and also you need to conduct take some conversation with the electrical engineers. Then you need to buy things. HR is responsible for the recruiting and all. And again, if you want to buy some other equipment, so again purchase team is over there. So this is how the things which you need to check while go with the HERA, while making HERA. And then yes, the last column says the remarks. So still the hazard is open or close. You do all the things. You go with the like who might be harm and how, what are the already doing, what are you already doing for safety. Then further control measures as well. You already applied with the further control measures. So these are the things you have already. Okay. So the hazard is still open or closed. If suppose the hazard is open, there is still the accident going on. So again you have to go for the further control measures. So you need to apply some more safety features, some more controlling safety measures which you need to apply for further control the other equipment which you need to use to control the hazard as well. So if it is closed, suppose it is closed, so the further control measures which you apply, it works over there, and now your workers are working in a safe condition. So in this way you can make the whole HERA, okay, the whole HERA table that was hazard identification and risk assessment system. Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.